In this video, we're going to look at a mathematical model for friction, and to help me do it, I've got this GeoGebra app, and I will put the link of this GeoGebra app in the notes of this video. So, things to remember about friction. So when we talk about friction in A-level maths, we're talking about objects which are on rough surfaces as opposed to smooth surfaces. So things to sort of remember. Now, so here in this GeoGebra app, we've got this block of m kilograms on a rough surface. Okay, and what we've got to remember is that if I'm going to move this object in this direction, then the friction is going to be in the opposite direction. And friction is also independent of the relative speed of the surfaces. Now, the magnitude of the frictional force depends on the normal reaction here, which is called R, and a coefficient of friction, which at the moment is set to be 0.4. We use the letter mu for the Greek letter mu for this. Okay, mu changes. Some examples of this: if you like skiing, mu would have to be very, very low, which is 0.02. Wood sliding on wood will be between 0.2 and 0.6, depending on the material of wood. Metal on metal will be 0.15 minus 0.3. Normal tyres on a dry road about 0.8. Racing tyres about 1. And sandpaper on sandpaper would be about 2. So if you just try that for yourselves, some of those things, obviously don't look at the wheels, but wood on wood you can do, metal on metal, and sandpaper on sandpaper, you can sort of imagine the friction. So, there's sort of three stages when you try to move this block along this rough surface. So if I try to increase the tension, okay, so we're going to put a force here. Then what happens is that you can see that friction will oppose the motion of the force. At the moment, F is less than mu R, mu being the coefficient of friction and R being the normal reaction to the block with the surface it's on. If F is less than mu R, then there will be no sliding whatsoever. Okay, now the interesting point is when we get to this point here where it's 1.6. So what happens here at 1.6 there? Okay, we have what's known as limiting friction. Let's just go back a minute. If we need to resolve, by the way, at this particular moment, before we get to F is equal to mu R, then R will always be minus mg. It is equal to 0, so R will be equal to mg in any of these three situations. And we can, if we resolve in the I direction, then we will have to say that T minus F is equal to 0, and at this particular point F is less than mu R. If we go back to the point where it is 1.6, then what happens is this is now on the point of sliding, so we're now F is actually equal to mu R. So T minus mu R is equal to 0, F is equal to mu R. This is called limiting friction. And after that point of 1.6, it will move. It doesn't matter how much more the force will give, it will move according to Newton's second law. So if we're resolving, that will now become T minus mu R is equal to ma, and F will still be equal to mu R. We'll have motion. So we can reset using this button here, and then you'll need to put back the tension force here. Maybe just reset again. Okay, so you can have different values. Obviously, if you have different values, let's do 1, then obviously you're going to need a lot more force before it actually starts moving. You're going to actually have to get up to 4 newtons. And there we go. Then we have limiting friction. This is where the point where it's about to slide is called limiting friction. But you still resolve by putting it equal to 0, but you do T minus mu R. and then after that point it will move. If the force is reduced, then you'll have to get back to that point again and then increase the force until it moves again. All right, and then of course you're going to have acceleration at that particular point. Okay, so I hope you like this GeoGebra app. I hope it helps you try to understand the idea of friction, a mathematical model for friction, and the idea of what limiting friction is. So limiting friction, just remind you, is the point where it's just about to move. I'll just do it one more time. Let's decrease this to 0.6 and then reduce that. And then if we move this up here, and we just notice when we get to 2.4, that's 0.6 times the... Okay, we got limiting friction, so F will become equal to mu r at this particular point, resolving, still equal to 0, because it's just on the point of slipping. This is why it's called limiting friction, and after that point it will move according to Newton's second law, so you have to introduce ma into it. Okay, I hope you've understood, and I remind you that this GeoGebra applet will be in the notes of this video. I thank you very much for watching.